All righty, we are officially live on this Wednesday morning. It is December 22nd of 2021. And yes, I'm starting about a minute early today. And the reason is because got a lot to do today. So I got to kick this thing off, get on with it, and really share what I want to share with you guys. And then you guys can get on with your day. I can get on with my day. And yeah, we can get out there and get ready for the holidays, because they're approaching very quickly. And you know what else is approaching? 2022. Yeah, 2022 is right around the corner, which is crazy that we're going to be hitting 2022. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great year. How do I know that? Well, because why not think like that? We have to think like that. We have to believe that there's going to be a great year ahead of us and great days, great months. Are there going to be some struggles along the way? Sure, but that's part of the process. So, okay, today, what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be kicking this thing off here really, really soon. But what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing with you something that I shared for our last web class, where I did what I call a little niche hacking. And we actually found a site that was an outlier, meaning they're not that typical this high of earnings, like $20,000 to $50,000 per month in Mediavine only. But we found one, and I wanted to share that with you. And I'm going to dig into some of the numbers. I'm going to dig into some more of the under the hood stuff, so you can kind of see the workings of it, how old the site is, and all of that stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's the title of this is going to be The Niche Property Generating $20,000 per Month Using Mediavine. I know, pretty creative. But that's the title of the podcast that we're going to be doing. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me just make sure that everything is working. It looks like we are. We've got a couple comments, it looks like. So guys, if you are listening, go ahead and drop me in a comment or a thumbs up or something like that, just to make sure that we're there. All right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off. And for those of you that are watching the replay, or you're here just tuning in, sorry, I'm going to kick this thing off a little bit sooner than usual, because I want to, like I said at the beginning, if you missed it, I want to get on with it and get this done. So this way here, I can deliver this piece of content that I'm going to give you, record the podcast, and we can get on with our day, because we've got a busy day, busy week, because the holidays are approaching very, very quickly. So, all right, here we go. Let's go ahead and let me look at my notes real quick. I am going to share my screen here today. So if you're on mobile, it might not be that easy to see. What I would recommend doing, though, is heading over to takeactioncrew.com. Again, that's takeactioncrew.com. And on that page, you will see a video player that will have our past coffee talks. And you can watch this one or other ones. You can even search something that you're looking for, and you'll find it right there in all of those recordings from the coffee talk. And you can become one of our Take Action Crew members for free, just by putting your name and email address in, and you'll be on the email list, and I'll notify you or email you, just like I did this morning, on some things that I learned, some things that I think you should know, or just things that I'm learning along the way. So if you're interested in hanging out with me a little bit more, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. All right. So let's go ahead and let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and officially kick this off, and then I am going to share my screen. So let me get my screen ready to go here, so I know that I'm in the right window. We are, and there it is. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and, all right, cool. Here we go. And guys, if you're just tuning in, let me know you're here. Drop it in the comments, hit a like, share, something like that. All right, here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And depending on when you are listening to this, well, actually, I can tell you when you're listening to this. I'm going to scroll, and I'm doing this on the fly, so bear with me. This here is going to be, you should be listening to this, if you're listening to this on the day that it airs, December 29th, 2021. That means that also something new is happening. Yeah, 2022. So we're almost there. But if you're listening to this on our coffee talk, well, then this is going to be a little bit early. So welcome. And if you want to join me on a coffee talk where I basically record the podcast, a lot of the episodes anyway, you can hang out with me over there at takeactioncrew.com. And you can also go through the video player there, which you can search all of our past coffee talks and podcast episodes. So with that all being said, what are we going to talk about here today? What are we going to talk about? We are going to be inspired, motivated, but by numbers, sheer numbers. That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about something or a thing that I found when I was doing a niche property that we were doing a web class not that long ago. And I was preparing for it, and I was doing this thing I call niche hacking, which is basically where I go and find sites that are being sold, and I explore that niche. And what it allows me to do is, as well, is it allows me to peek inside of a niche, also inside of a site, see how it's built, but also what kind of content is there, seeing if maybe there's some ideas I can get for my own content, or maybe I just want to see what is that niche paying. What is it paying on an ad network? And the ad network I'm going to be sharing with you here today, and I'm going to be actually walking you through what I'm seeing. Now, again, I don't have too much time to go through all of this stuff, but I am going to let you see how I'm looking at these numbers. And then from there, what I'm looking at that allows me to, number one, be inspired and go, oh my gosh, like there are digital real estate out there, or there is digital real estate out there that is selling for a lot of money. And there's also a lot of digital real estate out there that's producing good monthly recurring revenue. So if you want to hold, you can. If you want to sell, it's what I've said all along. These are what I call niche properties. It's digital real estate. So the one that we're going to be looking at today is, again, it's earning on average around $20,000 per month. And I'll show you, they posted all of the earnings for like a year. So you can see 1 month was, I think, close to 50,000. We'll find that out here in a minute, because I'm going to show you all of the numbers. And I'll also show you how I discovered this and how I use this for just intel, not just in that niche, but also in other sub niches, or even how I can apply this, which I have into or on one of our niche properties that we're building. Okay. Or a few actually. And I probably should say this: if this is something that you're interested in, like if you're building or wanting to build niche properties and you just like to see this type of stuff where I'm going to be looking under the hood, I'm going to explore a niche, I'm going to, be able to show the traffic numbers. I'm going to be able to show also what I would do further to build this out. We're actually adding something inside of our Brand Creators Academy, and we're calling it Niche Properties Insider. And it's kind of like a video newsletter in a sense that we're going to be offering to all of our members. If you would like to be part of our community inside of Brand Creators Academy, also known as BCA, you can head on over to brandcreators.com/BCA. And currently we are not open to the public, but you can fill out a survey and you basically get on a wait list. And then from there, we will reach out to you with a personal private invite. So if you're interested, make sure you do that. brandcreators.com/BCA. And this is just one of the many features that we're doing and the things that we're doing inside of BCA, amongst everything else. But this one here is really cool. I'm excited about it because I get to actually just randomly go into a niche and see exactly the workings of it. And then also how I'm coming up with ideas to apply to my niche properties. And I actually show that inside of our Brand Creators Academy. So, all right, enough on that. Let's go ahead and do this. Now, if you're listening to this on the podcast, I am going to be sharing my screen. So I will try to walk you through it with, some, I'll try to explain it because I know that you're not actually watching it. Sorry, I didn't have enough coffee this morning. I'm trying to function here. I'm actually pretty excited. That's why I want to do this. So here we go. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. I'm going to, where are you? There you are. All right. And here we go. Bam. Salty side dish. That is what we are looking at. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to explain this. So the salty side dish, or just saltysidedish.com, that is the site that we're looking at. Now, if you are listening, you can't see it, but it's basically a recipe site. Okay. A recipe site in all different types of food, desserts, appetizers, all kinds of things, right? Now, how did I discover this, and why would I even want to look into this? Because to me, it is a very broad niche, even though it's in the recipe niche, but it's in cooking. There's a lot of other things we can go into, and the idea that I would have at this is, I mean, I haven't even dug in yet. The idea that I would have is like, I would say, okay, if something's working here for a broad thing, where can I carve out a sub niche where people would want recipes or information to help them with, if they're going keto, if they are vegan, if they're plant-based, or any of those things. I might find a way. I mean, of course, I'd have to validate all of the numbers, but I would see if I could carve out an area, because this one here is huge. And I wouldn't want to necessarily start out going in this direction, but I could eventually work myself to this. All right. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. So how did I discover this? Well, there's a lot of sites out there that are broker sites or brokerages or marketplaces. And let's see, there's Empire Flippers. There is Quiet Light Brokerage. There is the Investors Club. There is Flippa. And there is Motion Invest. And there's other ones, FE International. There's a bunch of them out there, right? So I'm always looking at these sites, and I'm just, again, exploring. I'm learning. Okay. Now, Motion Invest, they will publish their sites, and then you do have to log in usually to see the information. It's not private, but they just want you on their email list, basically. So this is the site that we're looking at. So saltysidedish.com, 3 years and 8 months old recipe website, making $19,789 per month via Mediavine in the last 12 months. It's being sold in their marketplace. Okay. It's selling for, now get this, $650,000. Okay. That's the asking price. Now, that will probably sell for around that, at least $600,000. Now, what they're doing here is they are taking the $20,000. We're just going to round it up. It's about $20,000. You're going to see some of the other months, it's a lot more. So they're averaging out at, like, let's call it $20,000. And then what they're doing is they're putting a multiple on it, right? So the multiple is 39x. So they're basically taking 19,789 times 39. That's how they're coming up with their price. Or I'm sorry, that's their domain authority. It's their income multiplier. So it's basically the 33. It's 33, 19,789. I can see someone right now. I was doing the math there, Scott. It wasn't working out. Yeah, because I had it at 39x. It's at a 33x. Okay. I stand corrected here. So 33x. So 19,789. I'm going to do the math here just on the fly, just to make sure that, I'm doing the math right here too. So 19,789 times 33, it's $653,037. Okay. So that's how they're coming up with that multiple. Okay. Now that multiple is actually a little bit lower than a lot of these sites that are selling. There's a lot of sites that are selling for 40, 42x. And the reason why, I believe, is because they do only have the one revenue stream. They only are, which is crazy, by the way, is they're just making money through the Mediavine, which is pretty impressive. So once again, if you're thinking about this, you're like, I don't know if I want to get into this game of building niche properties, this digital real estate. Think of what we're talking about right here. Someone's created a site with 499 articles, by the way, which is not a ton of content. Yes, it seems like a lot if you're brand new, but heck, you could do 52 articles in a year if you only did one a week. But if you're building something out like this, do 2 a week, 3 a week, right? And even if you have to pay someone to do it, you're going to pay $35 to $45 an article. Would that be worth it? I would think so. All right. So the average visitors per month is 463,698. Now you're going to see here, I'm going to dive into Uber Suggest, and I also am going to go into my Ahrefs account to show you some more under the hood stuff, but also to show you that they're only reporting organic numbers. And what they're reporting here is all of the social, probably Pinterest, I'm guessing, because this is probably a Pinterest heavy site. And that would be another problem, right? Like if a bulk of their traffic's coming from Pinterest, that would be a red flag, because I wouldn't want to depend on just one channel. That can bring the multiple down lower as well. All right. So there it is. Okay. So they're selling it for $650,000. It's got a 39 domain authority. It's getting over 460,000 monthly visits, and it's a 33 multiple. Okay. So now let's look down. It gives you all this stuff here too. It tells you like how is it, how old is the site? It's 3 years old in 8 months. Site is ranking for 40,800 keywords. Monetization, Mediavine. Let's see here. Okay, the site was built on a new domain and has grown steadily over the past 3 years and has a DR, domain authority, of 46 and a UR 26. That's like I believe that's, I don't even know all those numbers. Basically, the UR is more like the trust, I believe. It has something to, it has it takes all of the data points and brings it in. And I think that's from Ahrefs. Google Analytics, let's see here. Site has stable traffic and stable income over the last 10 months. Site is heading into its peak season. Site has just under 500 quality articles. And the current owner spends about 12 to 18 hours a week on the site. Site will come with 8 posts per month for a year through our friends at Content Refined. Okay, so that's who's doing their content. The site has a big social presence of Pinterest. There we go. Site is currently only monetized via Mediavine, which provides a great opportunity to add other affiliate networks. And they have a little video explaining it. So now what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to look right here. And again, if you're listening, you don't see this, but I can see the breakdown of their traffic. So over the last year, Pinterest has been the number one. 3,427,556. Google organic was 1,682,430. Then direct is 1,137,711. Then Bing was 98,199. Yahoo was 50,754. Pinterest social, so that's just the social aspect of it, was 35,500. And then DuckDuckGo was 30,000. So that's the breakdown. So it's heavy on Pinterest, which again is why the multiple is lower. If we got rid of that, the traffic would drop considerably, and so would the income. So that's why it's a little bit riskier. But it is nice that it's diversified. So the landing page, this is basically their pages that are getting the most traffic: sausage hash brown breakfast casserole, slow cooker Olive Garden chicken pasta, cucumber dip, pea salad, ambrosio, I think that's how you say it, salad. So all of these different things are their top content. Okay, so it's giving me all of this data in Motion Invest, which is cool that they do this. And then proof of income. So last December 2020 made $56,779. Let me just say that one more time. Last December in 2020, $56,779. So obviously around the holidays, it does the best. But let's look at an off month. January 2021, $17,135. February, $11,912. So look at that, a huge drop. March 2021, $12,745. April, $13,000. May, another $13,000 month. June, $15,600. July, $15,000. August, $14,000. September, $16,004. October, $17,007. And then November, $32,995. So here's the concern. Here's the concern if I'm looking at these numbers. I love the numbers, by the way. Even at the low month of like $11,900, almost $12,000, it's not a bad return, on your little investment property here, right? But the concern is they're giving me an average of $56,000. That was their top month. If we got rid of that month, it's going to bring down that 19,000, 8 something or 7 something, to maybe, and I don't know what it would be. I'd have to do the math, but let's say it's 15,000. Now 15,000 times 33, that really is what the site might be worth. They're going for a full year. So if we took the last 6 months, that price for the site would be a lot less. And actually, let me do that real quick. So if I go in here, I'm going to go the last 6 months. So let's see here. We're going to go June, and it was around 15,000. So we had 15,000, 17, 6, and 32. So I'm going to go 15 times 5. That's 75. And then we'll add the 32 or 30. Yeah, almost 33. Right. So we have $108,000. Right. So 108,000 divided by 6. That's 18,000. Let's go 18,000 times 33, 594,000. So technically, we would say, okay, you're asking $650 for the site. We'd be willing to give you $594,000 because that's what we feel it's worth right now, because that $56,000 month was kind of an outlier. I haven't seen that much again, right? But I might want to look at this December, because this December isn't posted as of yet. That site earned $237,470 just from Mediavine. All right. Now, the other thing I want to say here is, while I'm doing this, I'm also seeing that this niche pays pretty good on the RPMs. Okay. Your cost per thousand, $37.57. So listen, if you have a site and you're getting 1,000 people to your site, they're earning $37.57 for every 1,000 people. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is look at last December when they made that $56,779. They were averaging $42.36 per thousand, which is pretty crazy. And then we drop right in January to $25.02, okay, per thousand. Still not bad. Then in February, it was $24. And then in, let's see here, March, it was $26. April, it was $28. May, it was $33. June, it was $40. So see, you have some dips along the way, but you also have some peaks there, or some highs. So the lowest I saw here was like 24, 25 bucks. That's pretty good. Just a little side note here, a site that we sold about a year and a half ago now, we were really, really happy on AdThrive, by the way, if we were earning $25 per thousand. Like, we were ecstatic. We were like, oh my gosh, it was awesome. But now I'm seeing numbers are starting to even go up higher. 35 is not unusual. But when you're first starting, depending on the niche and all that stuff, I personally am looking at $15 minimum. That's what I'm shooting for. Now, this is the other thing I can do with this. This is what I love about doing this little niche hacking type of thing, and I'm sharing it with you guys, is I know now in this kind of like food and cooking space that if I had a site that was in that niche, not exactly this thing, but in this niche, there's advertisers on Mediavine that are willing to pay upwards of $35 to $40 per thousand. So that gives me confidence to build in that niche. So that's another takeaway that I get from doing these. All right. So again, that's what I'm doing there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. If you guys are listening, you can't see me. I am scrolling. And then they give you some SEMrush data, which I'm not going to go through all of that. The backlink analysis. It's really important too that if you were going to buy a site, that you would want to look at the backlinks, make sure there was nothing spammy, see where they're coming from. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. You can even hire someone to do it for you. And that's basically it for Motion Invest. That's what they give us. So now what I'm doing is I go over to the site, I look at their site, like, okay, it's nice, it's really clean on the homepage and stuff. But now I'm just going to look at the recipes. So I'm going to go to lasagna soup. That sounds good. So I'm going to click on that. And let's see. Okay. And then we have, we can jump to the recipe. They have a nice picture here. Let's see. There's something subscribe and get new recipes weekly. Okay. So they got a little opt in there, which is kind of cool. They have a thing here, pin recipe for later, little video there. Let's see. Some ads are running, obviously, and then some step-by-step. So yes, this is a recipe site. You would have to basically share recipes. Okay. And if you're someone that enjoys this too, that's a no-brainer, right? Now, I'm not saying go and do a random, broad niche in just all recipes. I would do something and niche it down if I could. Okay. So the site looks good. So I just always glance at that real quick, see how it's running. And now what I'm doing is I'm inside of Ahrefs. Now, if you can't see me because you're listening, I'm going to explain it as we go through this. So the cool thing is when I type in their site, or I kind of analyze their site, saltysidedish.com, I can look at their UR, okay, which is basically, and I'll read it. It says UR rating shows the strength of target page's link profile on a 100-point scale. So it's Ahrefs kind of little data that they're putting together, compiling it and giving it a score. And then the DR, domain rating, shows the strength of a target's website backlink profile compared to the others in our database of a 100-point scale. So basically, it's just showing you the strength of the domain, okay? Now, this site has 64,000 backlinks, which to you might sound like a lot, but over time, and this is, again, over 3 years old, you can naturally get them. And when you have a site like this that's highly shareable, people will link over to that, and that will automatically give you links. And we've done that on all of our niche properties. We're getting natural backlinks all the time. Like, we just got one the other day that was like a domain authority of over like 75. So we didn't ask for it. It just happens because we had content that was shareable. Okay. So just always keep that in mind. So now what I'm going to do though, is I am just going back and I'm looking when the site started. It started in, it looks like January 2018. And I'm just looking at the graph, and man, there was hardly any traffic. Like in October, November of that, there's like maybe 2,000 visitors a month. And it stayed like that for all the way up until, well, it started getting up to about 9,000 to 10,000 in October of 2019. So almost a year. And then they had a little bit of a bump in, let's see here, in 2019 in December, again, that, little spike because of the holidays. And then it dipped back down again to like 10, 12,000. And then we're getting into another, let's see here, that was a little blip there in August of 2020. But then they had a huge spike in January, or I'm sorry, it was September of 2020. Huge spike, like 96,900 visitors in a month. And it did okay up until, let's see, January. And then it dropped in January into March down to 25,000. Still not bad. And then over the last year, it's been slowly ticking back up. And right now, currently, and this is in Ahrefs numbers, and this is all organic, they're right around 66 to 70,000-ish per month. But with that being said, if I look over here on Ubersuggest, and I'm looking at their thing, it's saying it's reporting 140,000 monthly organics and their domain authority of 41, backlinks of 26,000. So they're only reporting 26,000. There's 60-some thousand inside of Ahrefs. So again, do what you will or what you want with these numbers, but they're just to give you an idea. There's nothing that's exact. Organic keywords, 104,000 according to Ubersuggest. If I look in Ahrefs, organic is 102. So how far off are we? Not much, actually. That one's pretty close. And 26,000 backlinks here. And in here, we're looking at backlinks 64,000. Okay. And so the other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to click into the backlink profile. And I am going to look at some of the links. So I can see this, right? 30 beautiful, because it was for Halloween, Halloween appetizers, cookingchew.com. The domain authority is a 30, and they got a link from that. But that's a no follow. So let me look at one that's a do follow. Here's one. Here's a big one. countryliving.com. Big site. 84 is a domain authority. That's a big site. You guys have probably heard of countryliving.com. And that one there was 54 easy Halloween appetizers, best Halloween appetizer recipes. They did a roundup post in a sense, and they linked it over to a post. And it was saltysidedish.com/mummy hot dogs. That's what it was. It got a link from that site. That is helping give the salty side dish more authority. And over time, that's why I tell you guys, this is a long-term thing, right? You're going to be constantly building, but slow and steady. And this is what's going to happen. But these guys are posting content. They're posting probably 3 minimum per week, if not more, right? Now, maybe not in the beginning, but now they're starting to scale it up, obviously, because they're making money and they can roll it back in. All right. So that's how you look at those backlinks. And that's kind of what I do. And then let's see here. Oh, and then I'm going to go back into Ubersuggest real quick. And I'm going to look at some of their top pages. So best buttermints, homemade, easy side dish recipes gets average of 5,300 visits per month. Hash browns in oven, crispy and cheesy recipe, 3,200. And then their top keywords, buttermints, oven hash browns, frozen hash browns in oven, TikTok dessert, hash browns in oven, hash browns in the oven, Olive Garden pasta. So these are just things that I'm looking at also to see, okay, looking at this niche, also inspired. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this, if you don't believe it's actually happening out there, here is proof of it. Here it all is, right? Now, all we need to do is identify a niche that we want to go into and possibly use some of this information. But I'm looking at this information also to help me understand the types of content that I might want to create. Now, in this case, it is a lot of recipes, so it doesn't really give me a ton, but I have done this same process where I'm finding these content clusters where I can go and do 50 different versions of a piece of content, right? Because like, I'll give you an example. If this recipe site, which they might, I haven't dug in, if they did different recipes for restaurants, like I would start going down that road, right? It would be like Red Lobster homemade biscuits, right? And then I would do Olive Garden homemade biscuits. And I would just go down the list of all of the different popular, restaurants. And then I would have a whole bunch of content because I would identify that they've already kind of done it, but not in the same niche, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. All right, guys. So I am going to end my little digging here, my little session on the dig. Hopefully this has helped you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And hopefully this was helpful and inspiring. And here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to think about it. Number one, are you building a niche property? And if you are you actively posting content? Because that is the key. All right. And if you are not yet building a niche property, and this has been one of those aha moments for you where you're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I want to get into this game. And let me just be clear. I'm not saying that you're going to create a site and make $20,000 a month. Like, I'm not even shooting for that. Like, I'm shooting for $1,000 per month on my niche properties and doing multiple ones. Will that grow to 2,000 and 5,000 and 10,000? It has totally potential to do that, but I'm not shooting for that because I'm looking at these as like rental properties, okay, or even short-term rentals, and then I can sell them. All right. So if you are interested in doing this and you want help with this, and if you like this little deep dive that I did, I mean, this was just a scratch the surface. I'm going much deeper inside of Brand Creators Academy, which also is part of our niche properties class, which is included inside of the Brand Creators Academy. But we're also going to be doing this right here, and it's also what I'm calling the niche properties insider. Okay, and that's where we're going to do more of these, where I'm going to take a site that's selling and I'm going to tear it down. The other thing I'm going to be doing, though, is I'm going to be building out a 90-day blueprint as if I was going to build it out if I was to buy it. All right. So if that sounds interesting to you and you would like to be part of that, then I would encourage you to head on over to brandcreators.com/BCA. There you will see all the information about our Brand Creators Academy, but you'll also be able to take a short little survey. And then from there, you can jump on the wait list. All right. And then we'll let you know when we open up enrollment and we'll send you a private invite. All right. So guys, this has been awesome. Again, if you're listening to this on the day that it airs, we are heading into the first of the year, 2022. It's kind of hard to even say that, but I'm excited. It's going to be a great year. And you really take it all in. I really want you to take it all in. I want you to think about what you actually want in 2022. And then I got one word for you. Simple. Keep it simple. All right. And building these niche properties is probably the simplest thing that I've ever been associated with and something that I'm super, super excited about. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome, amazing day. And if I don't talk to you before, Happy New Year. Take care, guys. Cut. All right, guys. See if you got any quick questions, and then I'm going to get on out of here because I do have a lot to do today. What's up, Tylinda? You're probably busy. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Karen. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Merry Christmas to you as well. What's up, Sal? Stefan, Ahrefs is not very accurate. They do not provide you access to analytics. True, but there's enough there for me to know that they're getting a lot of traffic. Now, again, if you look at Ahrefs, it's probably low compared to what they're actually reporting in Google Analytics. So I'm okay with that. Fammy. How is the future of display ads for bloggers? How it will impact 3.0 on blogging, positive or negative? I think it's okay. Is it going to shake it up a little bit? Yes. Is it going to make it where you can't have display ads? No. Anytime that there's ever a shift, anytime that Amazon makes a change, everybody freaks out and it's not going to work anymore. You can't sell anymore or whatever. Same thing here. Are there going to be things that are going to change? Yes. Are all of the advertisers, the Mediavines, the Ezoics, the Ad Thrives, all of the ad networks, are they going to have to adapt and adjust? Yes. They have a company that they make money if we make money, right? So I don't think that it's going to go away. Actually, I know it's not going to go away. The targeting will be different. And so we'll see. But that doesn't mean that I'm not still getting in the game, because here's the deal. Even if that happened, I still will have the traffic that I could turn on another, whether it's an ad network or if I wanted to do affiliate stuff or if I wanted to sell digital products, any of that stuff I still can do, right? And I still will be doing that alongside the ad networks. So that's my take on it. What's up, Gio? Merry Christmas to you too, brother. And Oh, and Stefan says, I think Google updates are more worrying. They can be, but again, it's not something that I'm going to fret. Anyone that's been building like niche properties for a while, it's kind of like the stock market. You're going to have dips, you're going to have those valleys, you're going to have the peaks, all that stuff. You just have to ride it out. And Google will sort it out. And it's usually, those are designed to really get rid of the spammy stuff or people that are trying to game the system or buying backlinks or any of that stuff or just crappy content. So the thing is, we got to always keep in mind is we always want to think about the end user and are they getting the information that they are going to be able to use? And that's what we're really trying to do here. So, all right. Yes. And Sal, good stuff. Thanks. And be safe. Well, happy over the holidays. Yes. You as well. Everyone. Happy holidays. All right. And guys, like I said before, we aren't publicly open for Brand Creators Academy, but we do offer private invites, and we are going to be opening up some private invites. And we will be doing something after the first of the year. But right now, if you're interested in getting started, so this way here, you can get into our niche properties class, which is also part of our Brand Creators Academy. Head on over to brandcreators.com/BCA. And you can go ahead and take a short little survey there, and then you'll be put on the wait list, and then we will get in touch with you. All right. So that is it, guys. Have an awesome, amazing day. I will be back here on Christmas Eve, though. Be a short one. We're going to do a jam session. And yeah, we'll say hello before the big day. All right. So, guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. I'll see you soon.